Will you start the recorder, please, Travis?
I already started.
Thank you. Rudy Castellano,
Present.
Mike Cousins,
Present.
Mike Martinez,
Present.
David Marquez,
Present.
Travis Martinez.
Present.
I have not heard from Mr. Sweeney.
He
Oh.
did again.
Mike Sweeney,
So here I am.
there is a quorum.
Mr. Sweeney, how you doing? Getting that slow. How you doing? Staying right back. What's one of these two? I'm gonna hear that's what matters. Yeah. Race watch you doing. It's definitely in the changes to the agenda. Did I approve of? All right, then I make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented. I'll second that. Okay, we have a motion by Rudy and a second by Mike Sweet, all in favor? Aye. Aye, opposed? Minutes. The last meeting. January 8th. It will. Well, according to, if you haven't read the minutes, they could be pretty much in good shape. I appreciate whoever wrote them up. They seem to be. We have one job here on the spot. Everything that we talked about is talked about here in the minutes. I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented for the January 8th meeting, 2026. Okay, thank you. We have a motion by Rudy, a second by Mike Martinez, all in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Any public input?
I have not received any public input.
Business items. Recommendation for approval of addendum number 3 to contract 3951-23 with Southern Mill and Associates for engineering services for water distribution system. So the way, Travis and Mr. Chairman, the way I understand this is they've already been contracted. They're we're recommending that they be hired one more year. Yes, sir. I had a question on this one. On the payment, the last page on the Southern Miller and Associates, it talks about all kinds of different salaries, but if those are only appropriate whenever they're doing the job, right? Then, you know, they would only get paid that amount when they're on the job. So we don't have to pay the executive director of the service manager. If anybody else is coming out here to do the job, $240 an hour, right? No. So basically that 240 is.
Those are their rates.
The
Those are
rest
the
is
rates
the
for whatever, services that they provide.
But you probably never see the service manager, right, would you?
No, there's times that we do.
Yeah.
There's times that we don't.
No, I was just wondering because that's for that price, I thought that it was. You
They're
know,
engineers, but they're engineers. I mean,
yeah,
the
well, the rate,
rates for an engineer in any sector that you have, they're gonna be expensive.
that's right. And they might want to come down and have you taking the loans. That's right. Yeah. But then make sure they pay for it. Yeah, my mind. Yeah,
Yeah. From your side.
Yeah, that's the only question that I had, on this. Whether that's, in other words, you probably never see that much service manager coming up here, right? It's mostly the other people that come to do the ones that are paid, that you have to pay less money to.
Like I said, just depending on what the scope of work is what they entail when they come down.
And this falls on your shoulders, Travis?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just one.
That's a non-call contract, so.
Wonderful. And, so what are the checks and balances? Let's say, you know, I was a city manager, would I be aware that every time these people come in?
Well, yeah, the city manager has to sign a task order based on the scope of work that we're doing for our project.
So there's checks and balances.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You can't utilize that contract unless you have a task order that knows all the price and everything in it, not to exceed.
But it doesn't have to be approved by the council every time, does it?
Yeah.
As long as, I'm just wondering if there's a check and balance, in other words, who's checking on who, just to see if these guys are providing the services or not, just charging. And that falls back to you, right? Thank you.
To me and my project management staff, yes.
Yes.
And I'm taking
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve addendum 3, 3951 Main Southern River Associates Engineering for the water distribution.
I'll second that. Okay, thank you. I have a motion by Mike Martinez and second by Mike Swing, all in favor? Aye. Opposed. Number 2, recommendation for
Excuse me, real quick, I don't mean to interrupt. On, if I may make a recommendation, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 are all the same. They're 2 different, companies, but they're all the same contract.
I agree.
If you want to go ahead and approve them at the same time, if not, just one at a time.
I recommend that we approve them all at the same time.
Go ahead.
Did I ask a question on this again? Has to do with fiscal management again. You have all these people that you contact with for building materials and supplies and stuff. Again, who's keeping an eye on what's being purchased and how it's being used
That falls back to finance.
to finance?
Yeah, because.
In other words, they have to present a voucher with.
So, okay, so what they do is they go and they open a PO
Yeah.
based on the contract. It's an open PO, $1,000.
Right.
Okay, now, Dave's department, there's only 2 people that are allowed to go pick up materials. So they go, they pick up the materials, they get what they need based on the PO, they bring the receipts, they bring them back, finance here stamps it, the receipt based on the PO, sends it to finance, sends it out, and they pay it. Over here is where it's monitored on how much is getting paid and what's getting paid, because they take inventory and, well.
Yeah.
So there's checks and balances.
So you're not sending people to buy paintbrushes and a couple of cans of paint. That's just.
Yeah, no, that's what it's for. It's for,
It's not needed, yeah. So in case you're in a situation where like that, if you're gonna do some painting, but you don't have any.
I wrote these contracts, so that way when you need materials on the fly, you don't have to wait for them. You have an open PO and you can go to Hacienda to you, Barrel Metals or to Hayes Plumbing and get them as needed. Because sometimes when you're trying to get just a paintbrush and you have to go all the way to Albuquerque to order it, you're gonna wait 2 weeks to get that paintbrush.
We're going to be standing in the middle of muddy as big hole and waiting for a plan. You don't have one. So.
We can run to Hayes Plumbing, because we're
They got the shovel.
The question that I'm asking that is, who's authorized to do the purchasing? I mean, do you have to have a PO every time? But, you know, for
There's
example.
an open PO, there's an open PO.
So the
For
person
each
should go.
department,
Yeah.
and each department only allow 2 people. So in his department, there's only 2 people that are allowed to go pick up materials. That's it.
Okay.
That takes accountability.
Right.
Then when they do get it, they have to bring back the receipts, the invoices, and they give it to finance. And then finance does a receiving report, they stamp it, and then they get paid.
So there's a big difference there.
So they sign off and provide whoever picked up.
Yeah,
Once you go pick it up, once you get the receipt and the invoice of it, at that time, you have to sign off for the items you're getting. So there's a paper trail, like Travis mentioned, there's two individuals per each department, normally the manager or the supervisor at that point in time who's able to go pick up these items. So at that point in time, it's gonna have either one of those signatures. Now, if it doesn't have either one of those signatures, they're not authorized to pick up. So even on their system, like Pedro Romero and DQ, et cetera, it's gonna say, well, okay, who's here to pick up something he's not authorized to pick up. So at that point in time, if your neighbor goes and do something, he has to get.
Doesn't that make it kind of tough?
no, it doesn't.
For
It makes it
that
accountability.
accountability, I appreciate that. That's why I'm asking these questions, but I'm saying, what he was saying, what if you're in the hole and you need a time?
Well, then the
You
manager,
have to get a hold of the manager.
Well, they got an emergency also.
Well, I would imagine that is there,
it don't matter, the manager's gonna be at work anyway.
yeah.
And not they, not the directors, we're not authorized to go. But the manager of the department, the majority of the time, they're always out there in the field with the guys.
So it doesn't become a problem.
No, it hasn't become a problem.
It's actually been beneficial because as Travis mentioned, when you start going through the whole process, now you're gonna wait 2 weeks, which can definitely halt and hurt a project that's moving forward, but there isn't paintbrush. When you're out of paintbrush, okay, well, you need that. You're able to go to BQ, Hacienda, Romero's.
And you're able to pull UV paints, well, you go over there, you get the paint that you need right away, or a shovel. You know, we broke a shovel, we broke 2 shovels, now we gotta go to BTU. They can go over there, they can purchase 2 shovels and then come back and these contracts, the way that I wrote it was just for in case something happens, you needed something like that. To bypass the 2-week procurement process of getting quotes. And these 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4 contracts are citywide. It's just not for utilities, so all the departments within the city utilize these contracts. So public works, they need something, they go over there, they pick it up, they have their own purchase orders, they have their own people that are authorized to get it. And it's all based on the directors of the departments. They're the ones who authorize who can and can't. Majority of the time, I have my manager and one of the guys that they then do it. So if the manager can't make it, there's always somebody else that can do it. That's what's being the best as well.
Great. So in essence, what you put together here is to save time.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense.
And like I said, as far as they're doing with the checks and balances, everything is taken care of through our finance here. And it's inventory received and there's a quick trail of what's been purchased and what hasn't been purchased.
I have another question. It's not a carte blanche, is it? Do you have a set price that you can't go beyond? With each store that say that you've already purchased $50,000 worth of materials.
No, we don't go that high.
You know, but I'm just saying, I'm just giving.
Majority of the time, we open it for $1,000 each department. And then we go based off of that.
Okay, that makes sense. That's you can't, because you have to have a cap of
We
something.
can always open another one, but we utilize just maybe like about $1,000. Unless it's like a special piece of equipment that we need.
Yeah.
We'll do a separate PO based on that, and that's like a certain piece of equipment. So let's just say that the guys have to go out there and they have to purchase an air compressor, and the air compressor was $1,200. Well, then they'll make a certain PO specifically for that piece of equipment. And then that piece of equipment will be paid for under that PO. Will be brought back here, will be inventoried, and will be paid for.
So you're not limited to, in other words, do you have a certain amount that the council approves to be spent on things on these 5 contracts or 4 contracts?
No.
No.
So everything that's been approved is based off of the price agreement that they give us.
And the price agreement is the merchants?
Is based on the product that they have. So they give us discounts.
They're in business with them.
Yes, for doing business with them.
So there, again, going back to checks and balances, so there is somebody that kind of oversees what's being purchased and how much?
And that falls back to each manager and then that falls back to our finance.
Right. Okay,
So everything is being accounted for.
right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we'll go ahead and do that little bundle with 2, 3, 4, and 5. And
Could I ask a
then we have a
question?
motion or, go ahead.
We're not talking about item number 6, are we? No. Okay, thank you. That's the only thing I was gonna say that. That's the first time.
Yeah, I know that's the first one.
All right. Okay, sorry, Mr. Chairman. Go ahead. I make the motion that we accept these 5 contracts.
There's 4 that we did one already and.
Okay, so we're talking about the 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, these 4 contracts, as presented, with the following people in mind: Hacienda, BTU, Pat Romero, and Hayes Plumbing. I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Rudy and a second by Mike Martinez, all in favor.
Aye.
Vote. Number 6, recommendation for approval to award RFP number 2026-08 on-call extermination services to Elite Pest and Weed Solutions and enter into contract.
So here, this is another contract that we went out for RFP. Majority of the time, the city of Las Vegas will use, a state contract. And who was the one that we used to utilize? I forgot what they're called. We see it on Orchid. Orchid, we've been utilizing them, but Orchid hasn't been able to come and I guess do what needed to be done around the city because they're pretty busy. So that's why we kind of went out for this contract and we're getting these 2. And this is a citywide contract as well. So we've been having issues with wasps at the water treatment plant. We've had issues with mice at the wastewater. And, you know, by the time you get everything scheduled and all of that, it takes time for them to come home. And I know there's other departments that are utilizing these pest control. So these 2 will be under citywide contract on call services.
There was only 2 bids.
And yes,
Okay. The bid,
yes, I believe so.
is Elite Custom Fund?
Yes.
Yeah. And they don't differ, right? Just because of the name Weed Solutions and the other one is Pest. I mean, there's one only do weed and the other one does pest, so they both do both.
They all do the scope of work and they all met the criteria of the
For everything.
yes. So Elite Pest Control also does weed control.
Yeah.
Just like weed control does pest control.
That's what it says. Right. Sounds good.
And based on that, just like the other contracts, they have to give us a task order on the scope of work of what they're doing, and that will not exceed based on the contract or the scope of work given. And of course, when that comes down, that'll go to the director up to the city manager. Again, you can set checks and balances.
Well, it's each everybody else. Simple.
On the weed control, are you getting before and after pictures of what they are?
So majority of the time for weed control, the utilities doesn't really utilize that one. That's more like public works and stuff like that. Yeah. But I mean, if we ever use it, we can do before and after. So I mean, with the pest control, we've done that. We have pictures before and after. So
So they're equipped to tackle most any vermin that.
yes, sir. And then they also have to be make sure that the chemical at the water treatment plant is NFS standards, so that way it doesn't. So yeah, like I said, we've had some issues with wasps and mice and stuff like that. So
Especially now, like with the cold, we see all the mines, they come down, they start kind of looking into getting into buildings or nesting around them and whatnot.
Oh, no cats around though.
Huh?
No cats.
there's no cats at the facilities, no.
Not that we're housing.
Not that we know.
They would take care of that.
Oh, yeah.
Just, I would say, mouse probably not putting the poison inside the house. I was really invited, didn't
Yeah,
I? I put it outside. All the things, that's it, we're done.
it works.
Why you get thinking of a certain poison, they have to get it within 150 feet or something out within the dwelling, right? From away from the dwelling. It welcomes them in, but more importantly, after they eat it, they're gonna get poisoned and probably die inside the house, maybe smelling it or underneath the house.
That's the same thing as giving them Coca-Cola. Yeah, they'll explode. They'll drink, when it's still fresh.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Ah, you know.
I had to issue a pages at my house and my mailman told me to put Alka-Seltzer on the thing and crumble it up.
Yeah.
They didn't tell me they're gonna blow up. I
They're
went
like
home
the
and
blow.
goes all over my, all over my car. It worked, but he never put it.
But they blow up. With soda pop.
It's even stuck, it's like, yeah, bro, that's all over it, bro.
The fizz does it.
Their digestive system can't take it.
Hey, you learn something new every day, huh?
Okay, so let's see, back to number 6, do we have a motion to,
Let's see.
I'll move that we go ahead and award the RFP 2026 -08 for on-call extermination services to a leak test and weed solutions with entering into contract and insurance contract.
I'll second that motion.
Question before we go ahead, and the proposed, it was get, but at least filled out. They were rated high on most everything except that they weren't local. Is according to the sheet that he was presented to us. And that's why you asked that question. It was on the last page of the, almost the last page of the bid. But they do the evaluation. Like, I don't know what stated. I'm looking at the one side. There was an evaluation sheet, that we given points when they apply. And they were rated, low on,
Resident slash veterans.
Yeah.
So the residents, thing is the one where they have to give their state of New Mexico ID number. So probably on those, because it looks like they scored 0 on both of them, they weren't provided.
but it doesn't mean that they weren't from there, right?
They're both from here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This doesn't mean that they weren't from there.
No, they just have to provide their ID number. Then that gives them, points.
I'm sorry, I had to ask that
No, it's
question
fine.
before we voted. Okay, did I, I'll vote in favor of it also.
Travis,
Yes.
if I could just, it sounds to me like you guys think that there are two separate proposers and it's just one. It's Elite Pest and Weed Solutions. There's not two proposers, it's just one proposer.
It's on evaluation for one, yeah.
It's both.
Maybe I was wrong. It just sounded to me like you guys thought that there was Elite Pest and then Weed Solutions.
I thought there was 2.
Thank you, Shani.
Perfect. Thank you for the clarification.
no, okay, we have a motion by Mike Sweeney, second by Mike Martinez, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then I don't know, this is in the back of everybody's.
Oh, yeah, so if you guys, well, we can continue You guys wanna do the monthly report first and all that, and then this is under announcements,
Okay,
so,
no, that's fine.
okay, yeah, that's under the announcement. So I just, my staff put together the monthly report, I just haven't had the time to get it all into detail. Usually the way that I put it is a lot smaller, but these are your guys' copies, you guys can take them and read. I'll tell you the most pressing ones we have are the skater projects. That one is 95% complete. We're hopefully it's in substantial completion right now. We're hoping to get this taken done by the end of the month, as well as the filter bed projects. And the filter beds are being disinfected and being backwashed as we speak, and the SCADA is being programmed for the both of them. So we're hoping to, excuse me, get these two projects complete at the same time. The lead and copper line roll, that one's gonna be a major one. You guys know that through EPA, that's nationwide. As the city of Las Vegas stands, Sutherland and Associates and SMA, project management coordinating with the schools and childcare facilities to ensure timely submission of all required documents and water line material inventories. SMA and the city of Las Vegas have successfully submitted the drinking water state revolving fund grant application to fund the next phase of the project. The phase involves potholing and physical verification of water service line materials. Water treatment plant, they're doing chemical removal, they're doing a filter backwash valve replacement. Let's see what else do I have here. City of Las Vegas is working with the Divinity Law Firm on obtaining water rights, surface and ground. Wastewater treatment, they just replaced the roof on one of the buildings that had got damaged from the storms. The roofer is already complete. We are looking to finalize it this next week. Wastewater treatment plant also got an automatic gate. There's certain components that are delayed until mid-February due to supply chain constraints. Those are actually yours. I don't know, agent shipping. I don't know, agent put them online. Yes, copy this. Oh, the expansion of solid waste and. Oh, yes. Okay, and then we put this on mine too. I don't know, I keep it down. That's yours. Training and classes. A bunch of my staff took procurement classes. They all passed. They got a certification from the state purchasing department. They did RFP classes. They all received certification for the RFPs for the state purchasing department. So that way my staff understands the RFP process now through procurement and everything else, the way we lay out. Traffic control, there was two of my staff members that did it. They attended the traffic control training and they received 3 different certifications. And then if we just look back to the wastewater treatment plants, that's just the monthly of the inflow, the influence, other stuff that we have that is operational. Water distribution, same thing here. And same thing with the water quality for water treatment plant. And I won't go too much into detail because that's a lot of stuff I have.
That's the,
That's good though.
Yeah,
as the water usage increased, or still the same.
it's been increasing. Yeah, I mean, other than the people that are on social media that don't want to use it, a lot of other people are starting to use it. So we're actually seeing a good increase of water production now.
Mr. Chairman, could I ask a couple of questions?
I don't see why not.
Thanks. All right. I need to ask, on the McCullough and Salas Park, Well, isn't anything being done with it? It's just there. What? The Mercado Gonzalez Park across from, the drive. Mercado what?
I can't speak to that, that's not our departments.
It's not,
Public work,
it would be Public Works?
And I don't know, I
Yeah,
don't even know who that would
I was even under housing or something at one point in time.
but I was just wondering, cause just.
That's probably a city council or an executive question there.
Yeah.
We have nothing to do with it.
Thank you for clarifying that. I didn't know what it belonged to, okay? What about McAllister?
We have nothing to do with that either. McAllister Day?
Yeah.
We have
Is it a
nothing.
state park? Is it a state anything?
I can tell you, I think that ball, if they're all, everything, water, or something, or the wild land refuge, I'm not sure.
So it's not a state park? You guys know?
no, it's not, it's the federal wildlife refuge.
So they don't have to go,
Federal wildlife refuge is what it
so
is.
they don't have to go water.
McAllister's still a federal wildlife refuge.
They don't have to do anything.
It's just not the fish because it's narrated.
But I'm saying, nobody has to do anything to that.
The city can't be involved
I
there, it's
understand, but I'm asking who.
part of the city.
You said federal government? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I was wondering, because at one time it was a big recreation area.
When there was fish.
Yeah.
There's no,
Yeah, but that's not a problem, that you would think.
that's what the recreation was there.
Right,
Yeah, the wildlife that land there are protected, you can't go shooting ducks there and stuff like that.
that's understood.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
The only recreational, there was no boating, no skiing there that I ever saw, there was fishing,
Right,
boat fishing even.
so again, I was just wondering
Everybody's
what was
boat,
being done with that, you know, it was just.
they had leaf trout.
Yeah, we have nothing to do with that, so I couldn't tell you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
No problem.
Those are the only two questions that I had to ask, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Moody.
Okay, to go to my monthly real quick. I guess I actually showed it for this, so we go through it kind of quick as well. Department overview, the gas and solid waste department continue to focus on providing safe, reliable and efficient services to the community while maintaining regulatory compliance, supporting employee development and strengthening operational effectiveness. Natural gas department report, department goals, provide safe and reliable natural gas service to the community and customers. Ensure all gas employees remain operator qualified, OQ, and knowledgeable in field and system operations. Complete implementation of the AMR system and tighter integration. Improve employee development in both technical and customer service areas. Continue effective cross training to support teamwork and operational readiness. Community outreach and damage prevention. The gas department hosted a damage prevention utility awareness presentation on January 2nd. The New Mexico Highland University Student Union Center Ballroom.
How was it attended? A lot of people, not a lot.
Nearly 100 attendees representing New Mexico Highlands University, Union Community College, local schools, New Mexico DOT, New Mexico Behavioral Health Institution, Via Natural Gas, Raton Gas, the Village of Wagamount, the Housing Authority, and local plumbers and contractors, along with the City of Las Vegas employees. Guest speaker, Callan Kittrell, New Mexico 811 Outreach Coordinator. New Mexico 811 expressed strong appreciation for the city's leadership and continued collaboration. The gas department plans to host outreach events annually with additional events as resources allow.
811 is an acronym for what?
So New Mexico 811 is called Before You Dig.
Before you did.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the number you call.
Yeah, that's literally the number you call them. Yes.
I just wondered.
And so with this training, we were actually supposed to have a representative from PRC for the damage prevention. The individual was supposed to come and be a guest speaker on the behalf with the New Mexico 811 coordinator. Was unable to make it, he had an emergency surgery 2 days before, so he ended up in the hospital. So what we are going to try to coordinate as well, probably sometime in June or July, if allowed, like mentioned on the monthly report, we could get the damage prevention coordinator to come and do another presentation. And this other way, of course, some of the individuals who were present to this, we're going to try to add additional members, additional attendees to attend as well. Regulatory compliance and safety, updated master meter inventory and verified contact information per location, ensured OQ compliance for line locators per New Mexico PRC regulations, UNM manual and the OQ plan. Michael Marquez achieved full OQ qualification and was added to the on-call rotation. Gas leak detection equipment set for calibration, continued planning for SCBA certifications for all gas personnel, conducted monthly department meetings and weekly safety meetings. Operational updates, continued cross-checking across gas line, removed gas service line at 1242 First Street for demolition, relocated gas service line at 1013 and 1015 Lincoln Avenue, installed a new gas service line at 2601 Peter Meadow Street, ordered a new backhoe and 2 trucks to support daily operations, assisted community development with utility verification and alleyway easements, coordinated with fire authorities regarding suppression requirements for the new gas facility at 126 Mullins Drive. Solid Waste Department report, field and operation activities, installed and painted new gates. We did install new gates at the entrance over that solid waste. Continued vehicle pre-trip inspections and driver training. Maintain solid waste grounds and facilities. Deliver new 8-yard bins, including service to West Las Vegas schools. Conducted weekly safety training sessions. Interviewed applicants and recommended hires for vacant positions. Continued coordination with Park Hill on the transfer station expansion project.
Could I, on the, speed bumps that you have, is there any way to take them out?
So which one are you talking about? Right after the scale?
Yeah.
So there's a purpose for the reason behind the speed bump right after the scale, and it's more of a safety liability. So at times what people do is right after the moment they get off of the scale, they almost want to go fast. And you're going over. Another reason why that speed bump is there is to divert the water, the runoff that comes down from the transfer station roadway. So right off bat, the speed bump serves as a safety precaution for individuals driving off of the scale. But more importantly, it helps to divert a lot of the runoff from what's coming into the house.
The customers have.
No, we're not here to do something with the customers as well. In fact,
I always get that speed bump.
yeah, no, in fact, actually, one of the things we are actually trying to work closely on is, and we are talking with the engineer on this is, we're actually trying to do a storm drain right after the scale. So the storm drain will significantly assist with some of the water runoff that's entering the scale. Now, with that being said, we may be able to probably put the speed bump a little further after the storm drain, the moment the storm drain is installed. But the speed bump is only there just for safety reasons. Cautions. Thank you.
But make a suggestion that you put something to just piss him up.
Hey, Mike, we'll talk after this. I'll give you input. It's right after. Yeah, we'll go on. One before and one after. We get to the property. Watch out on this. So accomplishments, maintain clean litter-free ground, upgraded scale systems to fully digital for improvement of accuracy and efficiency. So I'll get a little bit into detail into that, and as far as what you're talking about with the speed bump. So in reference to the improved digital scale. So last year when I came into solid waste, we did get audited and we did another random inspection. So every now and then you'll get a random inspection from the New Mexico Environment Department. They'll come, they'll verify your scale. It's at any point in time, they don't call you and tell, hey, we're on our way to check this. During that time when they did come and pull random audit, I'm glad we were already in communication and getting the scale calibrated. Now, when they did come in to do the audit and inspection, the scale was a little bit off, but it was in the customer's favor at that point in time. So anytime it's in the customer's favor, you can keep operational running, right? You don't shut down. If something was in the negative against the customer in our favor, it would have been shut down. Now, at that point in time, about 2 days later, we were already scheduled for calibration, which was a plus. Moment we did calibration, we were told that that was the last time they were going to be able to calibrate it because it was at its tail end of calibration with that scale. So moving forward with that, we actually went digital, which solved that issue of the bones underneath the scale, having to do calibration. I still have to do calibration, but it's through a digital format. But right now, digital, everything's a lot more accurate, a lot more documented, easier, a lot more easier. Completed work orders and initiated commercial bin audits. Commercial bin audits are still ongoing. We're gonna continue to do those until everything is straightened out and accordingly. Purchase new front load bins to replace damaged units. Challenges, budget limitations impacting operational needs. Ongoing public education needed regarding proper trash disposal. Customer issues, I had none to report last month, as always. And that concludes my monthly report. And the continued outreach, of course, what we're trying to do moving forward is coordinate with some of the utility members and on Travis and have this walk through on being able to educate and engage with the youth, but believe it or not, like there's still people who don't bag their trash, you know what I mean? And there's still people who try to throw trash just into their trash bin, and of course, as it gets picked up, that's why they had scatters, or sometimes they overfill these, and it's still ongoing. So that's why I say those are some of the challenges we face on a day-to-day basis with our community members.
That's the trash. That's cool. That's good. Yeah, they're mostly older folks and they don't think it's okay.
Okay, so basically project status. Are there any specific projects that need to be?
I just stated that to them, and I
Go along with the monthly report? Right there, thank you very much. Let's move to announcements. Board presented to the City of Las Vegas systems operations for 2025 most improved facility.
So there's an award that was presented from the New Mexico Water Wastewater Association. That was given to the city of Las Vegas for the most improved systems operation that goes from water all the way down to distribution and collections and wastewater. So the whole utilities got that award. And just to give you a piece of information on top of that, last year we got the president, well, this is a presidential award as well. And last year we got the presidential award for most upgraded water treatment facility. So we've been 2 years in a row.
Is there any way to get that out to the public?
It's going to council.
Good. But I'm saying,
They're writing a different story and everything.
good. That's important because a lot of people think that we're still in the old days, that's huge.
Yeah, it's comforting for the public.
Yes, it would be. I don't know if I was out there, I definitely appreciate hearing that, but
So, yeah, hold on much. Let me find it real quick. I dropped off the award at the city because they were doing the story on it, but I think I have it here.
Well, it's not a given thing, it's an earned thing.
Exactly.
That just falls back on you guys.
You can see where I have the picture. I'm not sure it's you guys now. Nope. Here we go. You just pass it. That's the back.
And that's my new shoulder.
I,
Jeez. Did have something on
Severe resistance.
Dude, that's not Spain. Mike's the Terminator. Like the Terminator, you're the Terminator now, bro. No wonder I movie beyond that. Hey. That's uptown, isn't it?
So according to them, we're the contenders for, having two major presidential awards.
Yeah, we got it.
So,
That falls back on you guys, where you taking this city. Really does. I'm no proud of you, you guys know where you're headed, you know your direction. Right.
and that'll conclude that. And like I said, it's going to council now this next week, and I know that they're gonna do a story. I just don't know how far they're gonna push it. That'll be based on council.
And they should include all your staff. You got all your. The production team, production line.
It's all the staff from utilities.
What? I saw them working on the decoder and San Antonio, I guess. Very well done. Traffic control, the whole, everything. Nice.
Okay, let's see. Let's call this meeting adjourned at 2:17 p.m.
I really appreciate Travis and Dave, the way that they deliver the package before time. It helps everybody. We didn't know what you're gonna talk about it. So thank you. And Shawnee.
Oh, yeah, Sean is awesome.
Part of the team. Good. And it's really helping out. The team together. Oh, yeah. A lot of work.
It's only as strong as its weakest link.
Yeah, we pretty much had our lead team around here. That's not gonna happen.
So that concludes the.
Thank you.
I was very on the local control. That's all I told me, so let's put some other concrete into the place. And I mix it up with cookies from like, well, any old cookie. Just mix it with powdered concrete in it. Just favors them all.
It's like a concrete, pond out there, road.
And then as soon as they finish this, and that gets better.
That way they don't blow up.
And when they take their hearts.
It's not good. I've never tried that. I'm just heard that they kind of. Well, they say they're wrong, I do put up on, don't want to.
They'll leave it like that. It's wrong.
Adrian told me get off the dumpster. I got some and I crushed it, and where they were there on the second arm, I just, just threw it there.
They're not hard, just.
I just threw it like that. I just got the dumpster and I crumbled it and I threw it there. And I left in the morning and I went back for lunch and.
Got food,
My driveway.
I bet you can do the same thing with those mental.
Probably,
Crumble mental.
Thank you very much.
right, thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.